Hello, everyone, and welcome to Etheric Theater Project's January 1 Acts, To the Other Side. We are so happy that you're all here. The actors are all in the Zoom green room. We're all waiting. We can't wait to present these wonderful new one acts to you. When I started Etheric Theater Project this summer, I realized that I wanted the pieces to have something to do with the other side, heaven, hell, ghosts, sort of things that are the unexplained. And tonight you're going to get it in spades. These pieces are wonderful, and we can't wait to present them to you. Now, one thing that we are requesting is if you're watching, please join us with the talk back after the show. So when the show is over, stay for the credits because they're really cool too with like the cool music and the, okay. So when the show is over, then go back to Facebook, go to the Etheric Theater Project page, and then you'll see that there's a special link you can go to for Zoom, and it'll say talk back, and go there and join us afterward because the playwrights are going to be there too, and they would love some feedback from you. So make sure that you join us. All right. So having said that, we're going to start with our first piece, which is called Deja Zoom by Katie Lenz. Now, I've got Katie's bio here, and I'd like to read it for you. Katie Lenz is an administrative assistant by day and a writer, artist, musician always. She lives with her beautiful husband and their two curious hounds, Joaquin and Phoenix. This is her first one act, but she has been writing emo poetry since the early 2000s because she has an obsession with The Cure. She is currently writing in the third person for this bio, but wants you all to know that it was incredibly wild to see her words come to life. She is thankful for this opportunity so much. Without any further ado, I give you Deja Zoom by Katie Lenz.
I don't believe this shit.
You. Again?
Oh God, what did I do to deserve this?
My own personal hell. Who was the secretary last time?
I was. And don't say secretary. That's some 1950s.
Fine. I'll be the secretary. See? Progressive. A male secretary. Progressive. Man-cretary. Huh? Secremale. Oh, I like that. You should write that one down.
You know, may I offer some advice? Only write when there's actually something to write about. Otherwise, you'll get a cramp.
Sure. Maybe the first time we should have waited until we struck gold, huh? I mean, we've only been here, what, 4,389 years?
Give or take.
Who knows what the hell they want?
Now, I still think that I had something good with the headless turtle under the floorboards thing.
Bullshit. But the 2 a.m. Denny's argument about Team Jess versus Team Dean on Gilmore Girls, well, that really had some spice. There's no accounting for bad taste. Look, I'm starting to think it doesn't matter what we come up with, because we're never going to satisfy them.
Oh, don't say it. Don't even think it.
Let's just get this over with.
Yes, okay. I've got it.
Mm-hmm.
Write this down. Act 1, Scene 1. It's a foggy morning by the sea, and a shifty man with a dirty beard cradles a box tightly to his chest. He looks around, waiting for someone. Enter a woman in a trench coat. The only word to describe her is dame.
Hold it.
I was starting to pick up steam.
You've already done this one.
I have not.
Yes, you have. Only it wasn't a foggy morning by the sea. It was a dark alleyway during the witching hour. And it wasn't a shifty man with a dirty beard cradling a box. I mean, it was someone's grandmother with a straw purse.
That's completely different.
In both stories, a dame walks in hoping to find her missing beau. And I'm the one stuck in the 50s, Dick Tracy? Anyway, different details, same premise.
So it's a little similar. I mean, maybe if the details are just a little bit different.
Oh, don't copy yourself. And once you start doing that, might as well put your career in a coffin because it's dead.
Interesting choice of words.
Hmm.
Fine. Oh, god damn it! Oh, I'd kill for a cigarette right now.
Interesting choice of words.
All right. Act 1, Scene 1. A couple is driving down a winding road in the middle of a rainstorm, and they're lost. The man is driving, and the woman is looking at a crumpled up map. They can barely see, and the deluge of water hitting the windshield. Suddenly, lights appear out of nowhere. It nearly blinds the man in the rear view mirror. And then, motorcycles. 5, 6, 7 of them drive alongside the car and disappear into the dark abyss. And the couple pulls over and they're frightened. And suddenly a giant bolt of lightning illuminates the sky and a castle can be seen in the distance, exactly where the motorcycles were headed. Oh, come on! I was actually kind of getting excited about this one.
First you copy yourself. Now you copy Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I am. Oh, god damn it.
Janet.
It's not funny.
Look, calm your tits. Everybody copies everybody, even weird sci-fi rock operas. In fact, that's all that movie was. One giant ripoff of B-grade horror movies. Shit, we should just write it down anyway. Maybe they haven't seen it.
That won't work.
How do you know?
Well, that one you wrote about a talented musician with anger issues and an abusive father who falls for a woman totally out of his league.
Yeah.
That was Purple Rain, you dumb fuck.
What?
Down to the beetle boots and rhinestone jackets.
Why didn't you say something?
For the same reason you wanted me to copy Rocky Horror Picture Show. I want this to end, and I really like Prince. So it was nice to hear the story again.
Oh, fuck! Ow! What is the point of all of this? Ugh.
I believe that's what some people call irony.
Not the poster. I mean, all of this. You, me, a conference call, writing these goddamn scripts. What is the point of all of this?
I don't know. Any theories?
A bad dream?
Cute.
Parallel universe.
Overplayed. You already know, don't you?
I think you know too.
Hell.
Hell. Trapped in hell. In a room. On a conference call, writing scripts for all eternity with you.
You think that's bad?
How could it get worse?
I'm stuck here with you. And how long have you known that we were in hell?
For a while. It's no surprise, really.
How so?
Pretty much always figured I'd end up here, one way or another.
What did you do?
The usual. Lie, cheat, steal. You?
What makes you think that I should even be here?
Mm.
Yeah, all right. Lying, cheating, stealing, more or less, but I never killed anyone.
Oh, you think murder is the only reason people end up here? Think again.
But I just don't get it. I mean, sure, maybe we weren't great people when we were alive, but there are worse people out there. And why are we here? And why a Zoom call? What is this, the year 2020?
You know, there are worse punishments too, you know. I think it all kind of boils down to one thing.
Forgetting to bribe the big guy upstairs?
Hate.
Hate.
Hate. Hate so blinding you can't see the monster you're becoming. Hate so hideous, it deforms you. Hate, so powerful, it can send you into other worlds, other levels of hate. Oh no, don't write that down.
Well, why not? I mean,
Because
that's stuff. It's probably the only good
bullshit.
thing.
Oh, I can't stand you. Why don't you ever fucking listen to me? I hate this.
I hate you! And the thing that you just described, yeah, all of that, all of you.
Really?
Not the deformed part. But I don't buy it. I shouldn't be here just because I blurred the lines of what was ethical from time to time. And I didn't know you, before all of this, but I have a feeling that you weren't that bad either. So tell me.
Tell you what?
Tell me exactly what you did. You can trust me.
First of all, I already told you. Second of all, I don't fucking trust you.
Oh, God. Please, I know there's more. What did you do?
I don't trust you.
Who am I going to tell?
Doesn't really matter.
Maybe it does. Maybe. Maybe it's what we're missing.
Christ, I mean, what the hell, right?
Yeah. What the hell?
Okay, I mean, honestly, it wasn't really even that bad. Not enough for all this. So I'm assuming by now you figured out I was a playwright before I died. Pretty good one at that.
Have I heard of you?
Yes.
What's your name?
It doesn't really matter, does it? Anyway, since as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be someone big, someone unstoppable, someone who was able to bring characters to life, make an audience laugh, make an audience weep. I wanted power so badly that I wouldn't let anything get in my way. I wanted to be the best, most goddamn original writer that ever graced the planet. And at first, it seemed like it was going to happen for me. My first few plays were pretty successful, especially for someone who came from nowhere. But then, eventually, the ideas just stopped flowing. The audiences became bored. Just like that, I was redundant, a hack. Well, one night I was drowning my sorrows in glass after glass of bottom of the barrel whiskey when I overheard someone talking about a play. The idea they had, oh, it sounded amazing. I searched for a napkin and started scribbling down what I heard. I don't know if it was the alcohol or the thrilling feeling of taking something that wasn't mine. My hands were a complete blur as I wrote these lines down that later became one of the greatest scripts I ever created. And just like that, I was back on top again. But then it became a vicious cycle. Glory, failure, theft. Then back to glory again. I was addicted. I was like a vampire hiding in the shadows where all these young poets and playwrights would hang out. I would feed off of these characters that, God, that only existed in the minds of these true artists. And I was never caught because I took things from different people. To them, they had a brilliant idea that someone else got to first. Oh well, there'll be other ideas. But for me, it was my drug. I stole. Then, of course, I cheated. I lied. God, I cheated so many talented people out of something that was supposed to be theirs. That's it. That's why I'm here, I guess.
Who are you? Who sent you?
Oh, calm down. What are you talking about?
I found out I was so careful. And how did they know?
Whoa, Earth to crazy person. I mean, hell to crazy person. Will you please tell me what's going on?
What you said, that whole story, that's exactly my life.
What?
It's like you wrote down my story, all of it word for word.
That's impossible.
Well, yes.
What?
Is it?
What?
Oh my God. Of course. Yes. That makes total sense. Oh my God.
What?
Second, write this down now. Act 1, Scene 1. The scene begins with 2 screens, like a Zoom call, and no one is sitting there. The audience can only see plain walls, white or gray. Both Zooms on both screens have a framed sign on the wall that reads, "Home Sweet Home." And off screen, they both have notebooks and pens at their desks.
Oh, come on.
Just keep writing. Just wait. 2 people enter into the frames of each screen. They sit down, click around on the computer, then finally see each other. They freak out and they start yelling over each other. There's a stupid argument about which one of them will be writing notes. And the woman starts telling stories, plays. The man writes them down. After several failed attempts and petty arguments, the audience realizes that this thing that they are doing, trying to write a play together, is something they have to do over and over again for what seems like an eternity. Then the characters reveal the truth. This is their eternity. Hell in a room on a conference call writing bad play after bad play. Eventually, he reveals why he is in hell. He is a liar. He is a thief. He is a cheater, and the story is captivating. Not a single word can be heard in the audience. And then the woman loses it. She finally reveals that his story is exactly her story, and she thinks, oh my God, someone knows. Someone is punishing me, but no, that's not it. Their stories are indeed exactly the same, and they are both liars, thieves, and cheaters in their desire to become the most talented and the most unique and the most powerful writers sent them here in a room on a conference call, writing bad play after bad play for all eternity. And why does this sound so familiar? Why? Oh, wait. These people in a room in hell? Well, of course, this has been done because this is the play No Exit. These 2 people in a room in hell who are here because they stole other people's ideas are living in a play that's already been done. Hell is other people. Hell is other people. No. Hell is not being a real person. Hell is wanting to be the greatest at something and not caring who you hurt along the way. And hell is letting yourself be lost in the thrill of taking something that never belonged to you and receiving all the praise for it. Hell is getting everything you ever wanted. And then realize that you were destined to be stuck in a room on a conference call in hell, writing bad play after bad play for all eternity, and realizing that your fate has already been written. And there is no fucking exit.
Thank you, guys. That was Deja Zoom by Katie Lenz. And now we have a beautiful monologue that's going to act as our little bridge to the other side. This monologue is entitled Secrets of My Soul by D.M. Larson.
Ghosts have always been with me. Not by choice, at least not on my part. It just happens. Just when I no longer believe, they appear. But this time, it was too much. This time, it was someone I knew. It started with the call, the news that he'd gone away, finding myself in tears. Would the tears ever stop? I had lost so much. An emptiness replaces love, anxious to find nothing there. No body, anyway, but something that opens doors, something leaving tissues by the bed, the dog barking at nothing, but something. Finding things in new places, things missing, the locked door open. It began with the cold, spots of cold, a moment of normal, and then cold, as if the heat had been sucked into another dimension. These don't bother me as much as the touch. A handless touch of nothing. Something grabbed my arm, but no one was there. I ran for bed, buried myself in covers, and waited for dawn. You're never too old to hide under the covers. Wrapping yourself up into a cocoon, hoping when you emerge, life will be butterflies again. But only children believe in butterflies. Adults know or learn that life is full of moths, caterpillars, and worms. But when I'm alone, fear sets in. I wonder, do I really want to be alone? Maybe their visits comfort me. Was it you that touched me that day? And if you're still here, why do I feel so alone?
That was Secrets of My Soul by D.M. Larson. I know. I knew that I'd lose it just a little bit. Okay. All right. All right. Back. Focus. So, our third and final piece of the evening is The Other Side by Craig Gustafson. Now, before I read you Craig's bio, I will remind you afterward, please go back to Facebook, go to Etheric Theater Project, the public page, and then you'll see there a link for Zoom for the talk back. That's where you want to go afterward because the playwrights are going to be there and they would love to hear your constructive criticisms and kudos and all that good stuff. And the actors will also be there too. So we can all sort of sit around and mingle on this cold January night. So now, here is Craig Gustafson's bio. Craig Gustafson began writing 10-minute plays in 2018, many of which have been produced and/or won contests, including Snowdrop, Soul Custody, Spot the Camel, and Bubbles, the Homewrecker. His plays have been performed locally at Chicago's Yippie Fest, Green Man Theater Troupe, and Riverfront Playhouse, which produced an evening of his plays, Fasting Cougars, which was very funny. I saw it. Anthologies containing Craig's plays include Best 10-Minute Plays of 2019, Best 10-Minute Plays of 2020, and Save Me Myron Glick is going to be in the Best New 10-Minute Plays of 2021, coming in November from Applause Theater and Cinema Books. He is a member of the Dramatists Guild of America. Without any further ado, we give you The Other Side by Craig Gustafson.
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side, yeah.
Is that drink? I guess we'll see when the lights go out. Tommy.
D. Are you getting this, Carolyn?
Oh, yes. Unless there's another letter, the last word is God.
What do we got so far?
When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God. That's it so far.
I think somebody on the other side is yanking our chain. Or maybe this side, Eloise.
Me? Would I do something like that?
One sat here for 5 hours and 42 minutes while it spelled out MacArthur's "Old Soldiers Never Die" speech.
Oh, Roderick contracted the most dreadful case of carpal tunnel syndrome, didn't you, Boobala? And put a cramp in some of our nocturnal activities.
It's all in the wrist, Audrey.
Oh!
Quite. Now I recall this one time tracking down the elusive wildebeest in his lair.
The only beast you ever tracked down was me, and you can hardly call me elusive.
Quite.
Zarabeth, are you going to do tarot readings?
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, not tonight, dear, okay? If we do everybody, I'll be here another 2 hours.
What about the other thing?
No.
Pretty please. I'll make you miso salted caramel chocolate brownies tomorrow.
No. Maybe. Damn it.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
A seance, Natch. Eloise, you whipped up 3 seances in the last 2 months. Why not give it the kiss off?
Not a chance, Joan. I'm gonna contact Danny on the other side. Full speed ahead.
Okay, grab your neighbor by the hand.
Play that funky Dixie Land.
Finished. Okay, concentrate on the candle. On the candle. On the candle. Oh, son of a monkey. Concentrate on the freaking candle.
I don't know.
Make your mind a complete blank.
There you go, honey.
Not now, darling.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Forces of darkness, forces of light, forces of anyone who happens to be around at the moment. Spirits of the other side, I implore you to manifest yourselves. Ignore these dweebs and come to me. Let not snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stay you swift couriers of your appointed rounds.
I say, isn't that the creed of the U.S. Postal Service?
Why not? They kicked the bucket, bozo.
There's a presence here. I feel it coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Excuse me, what are you people doing in my house?
That's the stuff.
Oh, good.
Danny.
Eloise. Eloise, wait, this is impossible. Wait.
No. Honey, look, but don't touch. Not yet.
But this can't be. It's been 3 years. The coma, the hospital, the funeral. I remember the funeral.
So do I, Danny. I remember it all. I remember.
Ah, memories. It was April 19th, Nairobi. Many times had I sojourned across that jungle hell, my hunter's instincts whetted upon the stone of adversity, tracking a trail of elephants gamboling in the moonlight, tracing the trail of the terrible tiger of Tang Ting Naughty Goo. But now I was on a singular hunt indeed. Man. Puffy Adler, head of MI5, recruited me for a curious mission. Apprehend Sir Ned Keating, aristocrat and safe blower, who had fled England, repairing to the Kakamega forest. It was but the work of a week to locate the bounder. Indeed, it would have taken 3 days, but for an appalling incident involving a perambulator at Victoria Station, the Brighton line. Keating soon found himself nose to barrel with my Wembley 44. "You shall never take me alive, Trench," he snapped. "Pray tell, why not?" I ejaculated. "Because," he said, "there is a rather sizable bear approaching on your right flank." Now, it is all very good and well to say that's the oldest trick in the book, but if one hasn't read that particular book, it's a new trick. Plus, he hadn't just said, "Look behind you." He cleverly added that bit about the bear, the rather sizable bear. I spun round to face the bear and soon found myself on the ground, a lump on my head, and Keating's, my Wembley, in Keating's tiny fist. He leveled the revolver at me and...
I was shaking my gams in a cliff joint on Sheffield when my latest bozo was a complete Brody, a patsy who landed in the Who's Got for palming off some rot gut on a G-man. I was dead beat, but my peepers were wide open and I knew a butter and egg man I could grift for the moolah I needed to take a powder. When I put on the dog, I was cute as a bug's ear. And I say, I'll tell the world I was togged to the bricks. I wasn't a gold digger. I'd give the sugar daddy value for his long green. But when I got to his cave, he was spread out on the divan with 3 pills in him. I tried to take it on the lamb, but it was a complete trip for biscuits. The works were gummed up but good. A Joe by the elevator flashed the buzzer. A house dick. The Abercrombie clapped his meat hooks on me and dragged me off to the big house before he could say, Jack Robinson, it's me, kid. I'm getting the hot squat.
No, sorry. Didn't get a word of that.
I was a wrestling promoter in Newport, Rhode Island. I had a class operation. Yes, the matches were fixed, but you have to look at it as street theater or mat theater, I guess. Yeah. You know, the Texas Mauler would get pummeled by Lester the Inelegant. Giant Henry would have his forehead slashed by Sister Mary Braunschweiger. Oh, it was all in good fun. I got fantastic TV ratings. I managed a Monongahela Clyde, a 6-foot gorilla who could
That's not very nice.
Well, but factual. He was a real gorilla. Smelled horrible. Tore our hotel rooms up, but photogenic as hell.
Why not just use a guy in a gorilla suit?
And deceive the public? Oh, I always wanted class, so I tried to hook up with the Newport Jazz Festival. You know, Miles Davis, Dave Brubeck grudge match, followed by Pontius Pirate and the Bel Air dump truck. Yeah. The festival promoters took a dim view of my aspirations, and well, they tried to throw us out, making the mistake of thinking that Clyde was a guy in a gorilla suit. Yeah, George Wein knocked me to the floor, and Clyde tore him apart. Unfortunately, while he did so, he was hopping up and down on my chest. Well, his last weigh-in was 432 pounds, so...
There was a team of 5th columnists operating at Broadway and 49th, the Brill Building. Song pluggers planting coded messages for the Axis in 3 little fishies and scrub me mama with a boogie beat. When people said Mercy Dotes would destroy society, they had no idea they were speaking literally. I was assigned by the OSS to acquire subversive sheet music from Buzzy von Schudenskitzer, the Tin Pan Alley Rummel. I met him, drank with him, looked at his etchings, spent the night with him, and drugged him with a special cream rubbed around my belly button.
You licked your tummy? Didn't that tickle?
Oh, I was proud to giggle for my country. As I stuffed the sheet music in my bra, Buzzy's thugs pounded on the door. I rolled Buzzy under the bed and leapt out the window, and they burst into the room. Halfway down the fire escape, both high heels caught in the grate. They were gaining on me. I fixed a grappling hook to the railing and shimmied down a rope, my skirt flying up and giving a free show to the drunken rabble in the alley below. 10 feet from the ground, the thugs cut the rope, and I plummeted thighs first onto the shoulders of a Broadway character named Lucky Charlie. My skirt blanketed his head, and from the sounds he made, he seemed convinced that his nickname was an apt one. My legs dangling down his back, he careened blindly about the alley, with me trying to force him to his knees so that I could dismount. The thugs were nearly upon me when my backup agents, guns drawn, shouted, "Freeze!" The 5th columnists were taken, but at the word freeze, Lucky Charlie panicked, swung violently to the left, and my head was smashed on the brick wall of the Algonquin Hotel. We both sank to the ground.
I was running a gaming establishment on the north side of Chicago, pinball machines, with private rooms in the back for drinking and whatnot. We did quite a business and whatnot. The joint was jumping, according to Fats Waller. The noise was tremendous, the crowds were bustling, and the cops were paid off. Then, through the haze of 1,000 neon lights, I saw her, Rita Sheridan. As beautiful as the day she metaphorically kicked my teeth in and ditched me for Manfred Alzo, 6th in line to lead the European underground. I knew why she was there. Certain papers had come into my possession that would have exposed also to an unprecedented amount of teasing by the Nazis. The witchworm papers.
Hello, Clark. You're looking adequate.
Hello yourself. If you're here for a bit of whatnot, I'm off at 11.
I'm not here for whatnot. I'm here for Witchworm. Give me the papers, please.
No dice.
No dice. Why?
This is a pinball hall. We don't have any dice.
Perhaps I can convince you to buy some. Give me the papers.
If Alzo and the cause means so much to you, you won't stop at anything. All right, I'll make it easier for you. Go ahead and shoot. You'll be doing me a favor. And what about you, dear?
Oh, well, I was dating this guy named Frankie. We spent a lot of time on the beach with our friends Dee Dee and Bonehead. It was summer, and we smoked a lot of pot. A lot of pot. A lot of... Anyway, one night by the bonfire, Frankie pulled out this huge baggie full of cocaine, like the freezer storage gallon size. He wanted me to try it, but I said, no way, Jose. But then he started sweet talking me, and then he sang to me, Beach Bikini Mama. So I stuck a straw in the baggie and I took a great big snort and I went right into a coma. Honest to Pete.
Oh my God, the snow was that strong?
Oh, heck no. It was cut. Almost half of it was gold medal flour. But I'm allergic to gluten. It wasn't the cocaine that got me. It was the flour. Knocked me right on my fanny. I stayed in that coma for like 3 years. And then one day this funny thing happened, you know? Mold from the flour started growing on my stomach. This creepy, soft, brown mold. It climbed up my chest and around my B-U-T-T and stretched out to cover my arms and legs. It had just about reached my eyeballs when I realized what was happening. I was turning into a loaf of bread. The doctors didn't have a clue about how to handle it. You know, these days, zip, boom, cure. But back then, well, so I was a loaf of bread, and they were really embarrassed. And they really didn't know what to deal with me. Until one day, I heard this really, really familiar rattle outside the window. It was the truck from our local bakery. A couple of nurses came in with a gurney and put me on it and wrapped me in cellophane. I could hear the baker bickering with the doctor about the price of something. I was taken away in the bakery truck. And, well, really,
Darabeth?
Oh, werewolf attack. No big deal.
Look, it's great that you all had your adventures and came out of it fine, but Eloise is dead. How can you all be so calm being with a dead woman? You all made it out alive.
What makes you say that, dear?
But you mean...
Bullet to the head.
Electric chair.
Trampled by gorilla.
Smash skull.
Bullet to the heart.
2-for-1 bake sale?
Werewolf attack.
You're the odd one out, honey. We called you over from the other side for a visit.
You're not the only ones who can hold a seance.
A visit, but you're not here to stay.
I can't stay with you, honey. But you can stay with me.
Oh. Will it hurt?
Only for a moment.
Should I go into the other room and
No. This is your spirit here now. Your body's upstairs in bed. You just have to want to be with me as much as
I'm in.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Happy ending.
Grab the Ouija board.
Oh, capital idea, Carita. Best 2 out of 3?
How do you feel about strip Ouija?
I get to keep my clothes on.
Why do you gotta make it look like you're doing this?
It's the whole point of the show.
Oh, I see. That was actually